Never really understood what it means to be alive until the day I buried myself underground. Yeah, I literally climbed into a coffin, looked at my friends, and said, "Don't dig me up until I say so." At first, it was supposed to be just a wild challenge, a crazy idea to test how long a human could stay underground in total darkness and silence. I had seen Mr. Beast to do things like this and thought, how hot could it be? But I was wrong, so wrong. When the coffin closed and I heard the first shovel of dirt hit the lid above me, my heart started racing. I tried to laugh it off, saying day one starts now. But deep down I was already terrified. The first few hours were fine. I ate snacks, talked to the camera, even joked about how easy it felt. But as the night came, the air got cold, too cold. The ground around me felt damp, heavy, alive. Every breath became harder, every sound sharper. I turned on the camera again. Guys, it's getting hard to breathe. This silence, it's not fun anymore. Second day, things were bad. My water was running out, my battery was dying, and I could not tell if it was day or night anymore. I started hearing noises, faint scratches like someone or something was digging near me. I screamed, "Hello, is someone there?" But there was no reply, just silent. I could not sleep. Every vibration from the soil above felt like it was collapsing. My heart would not pounding. I whispered to myself, "Just 2 more days, you can survive this." Day 3 was the worst. The air felt thick, like I was breathing through a pillow. My chest hurt, my vision was spinning. I turned on the camera one last time and said, "If this my last clip, just remember, never underestimate what lies beneath the ground." I closed my eyes and time stopped. Then I heard it, thud, thud, thud. Something was hitting the lid above me. I heard a voice shooting, "Bro, you did it. 3 days are over." The lid opened, hit my face, fresh air filled my lungs. I laughed and cried at the same time. That first breath felt like being reborn. In that moment, I realized something. Sometimes just surviving is the biggest achievement of all. I was alive. When I finally got out, everything felt unreal. The sun was too bright, the air too light. Even the sound of birds felt fake. Everyone around me was cheering, "You did it, bro." But I just stood there silent. Did it, bro. But I just stood there silent, staring at the hole in the ground, that dark pit. It felt like it was still watching me. We packed up the cameras, cleaned the area, laughed like it was all just another challenge. But my wind was not laughing that night. When I tried to sleep, I could not. Every time I closed my eyes, I felt the weight of the soil pressing down on my chest. Again I could hear the muffled thuds, the creaks of the coffin, my own breathing echoing back at me. At 3 a.m., I woke up gasping for air. I rushed outside, laid on the ground, and looked up at the stars, telling myself, "You are out, you made it, it's over." But deep down, I was not sure it was over. The next day, something strange happened. My camera, the one I had used underground, could not stop turning on by itself. The battery had died completely during the challenge, but now it would light up on its own, replaying random clips. And in one of the clips, I heard something I did not remember recording, a faint voice whispering. It said, "Don't leave me here." First, I thought it was a glitch, maybe my own echo, but then I checked the time stamp. It was recorded after I had been dug up. I stared at the screen, my hands shaking. Was it a prank or had something else been down there with me? I did not tell my friends. They had just laughed, but for the next few nights I kept hearing it, a soft whisper whenever lights went out, something from my phone, sometimes from the floor, and every time I closed my eyes, I could still feel the dirt moving above me. 3 days underground changed me. I was not just a challenge anymore. It felt like I had brought something back with me, something that did not want to be forgotten. 3 days after I came back, things started getting worse. At first, it was just the nightmare, same dream every night. I am back inside the coffin, but this time I am not alone. I cannot move, I cannot breathe, and from the corner of the coffin, a voiceover whispers, "You should not have left me." Every time I woke up, I was drenched, drenched in sweat, heart racing, chest tight, like I had actually been buried again. I tried brushing it off. I told myself it's just a trauma, just my brain replaying what happened. But then weird things started happening in real life. One night I heard knocking, slow, deep knocks coming from under my floor. Knocks always three. I grabbed a flashlight, went outside, and there, right where I had been buried, the ground looked disturbed, like something had been digging its way out. I froze. There's no crew, no jokes, just me and that hole. The next morning, I checked the footage again. Yuri Cliff from the coffin now had faint whispers in the background. I turned up the volume, and between the static I heard my own voice, but it was not from the challenge. It said, "Let me out." I did not remember you were saying that. By day 5 I could not stay inside my house. Every dark corner looked like a tunnel. Every creak sounded like someone shifting underground. I went back to the burial site alone. It was cold, windy, and the earth still had a faint sunken mark where the coffin had been. I stood there and said out loud, "If someone's there, if something's there, I am sorry." For a few seconds, nothing happened, just silence. Then suddenly the ground cracked. A faint handprint appeared in the dirt, not mine, smaller, paler, almost human. I stumbled back, heard pounding, and then I heard it again, the same whisper that had haunted me for days. "You took my place." I ran, did not look back, did not tell anyone, because deep down I knew the truth. When I buried myself, I was not the only one down there, and maybe I never really came back. After that night, I could not pretend it was just stress anymore. Something was real wrong. The whispering did not stop, it got louder. Sometimes it came from the walls, sometimes from my phone's speakers. Even when the phone was turned off, it kept saying the same thing: "You took my place." I did not know what that meant until one day I went back and watched the very first clip from the challenge. The moment the coffin was sealed, I noticed something it I had not seen before. Right before the camera cut off, a faint shadow moved across the lid, but there was no one standing above me. Everyone had already stepped back. I paused the video, zoomed in there clear as daylight was a hand print on the coffin, but it was on the inside and it was not mine. That's when I realized maybe I had not been buried. First I started digging through local records, old news, local archives, anything about that piece of land, and then I found it, a small article from 1987. It said, "Unidentified body found buried alive near the woods, presumed accidental case, unsolved." The location, the exact same spot where I buried myself. My chest went cold, my hands started shaking. I whispered to myself, it was not empty when I went down there. At night, I could not sleep again. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw the same face, pale, silent, pressed against the coffin lid next to mine. And when I woke up, my bed sheet was covered in that. I grabbed my phone to record, but the camera would not turn on. The screen just flashed static, and through the static, a faint image appeared, a face, mine, except it was not moving like me. It was smiling. I dropped the phone. It kept whispering even after it hit the floor, "You left me there, now it's your turn." I ran to my car. I did not even lock the door. I just drove far, fast, anywhere. And now every time I look in the mirror, I wonder, did I really escape that coffin, or did something else crawl out pretending to be me? Because when you bury yourself, you don't always come back alone.